upon accepting the 2013 Oscar for Best Picture for his film Argo, director and actor Ben Affleck noted that you have to work harder than you think you possibly can. You can't hold grudges, and it doesn't matter how you get knocked down. All that matters is you gotta get back up. And when I heard this acceptance speech, I knew that it was possibly the most real and relevant and honest way to introduce the very broad topic of the career of acting. Now, take it from someone who has studied multiple characters and read dozens of books when I say that acting is not easy. Sure, you don't need a college degree to do it. However, professional actors are not people who just drop out of high school or college because it sounds fun or easy. Professional actors are actually the men and women who spend countless hours researching the way humans relate to each other. And sometimes they have to put up with wages that do not always reflect the amount of hours put into work. They must be required to travel to unknown places and subject themselves to intense study of their craft. I'm going to illustrate and expand upon these obstacles in the hopes that you'll realize that the men and women you see on the red carpet are just not beautiful people, but professionals that can only be defined by the amount of work they put in off stage. Now, first let's take a look at how much professional actors typically make. Now, salaries for professional actors cover a very broad spectrum. Authors Charles McGall, Kenneth L. Stinson, and Larry D. Clark highlight in their recent book, Acting is Believing, that most professional union actors earn on average less than $13,000 a year, and less than 50% earn an income higher than that of the national poverty level. So, to break down the numbers, as of November 2011, ActorsEquity.org details that actors who are rehearsing new material to be debuted on Broadway typically make about $613 for a 5-day week at 35 hours. So, now that we know what a professional salary is like, let's talk about where actors can travel to work. Anywhere. That's the answer to my perfectly crafted transition. Actors can work anywhere. Stage actors typically work in community theaters, regional theaters, and national tours are on and off Broadway. Some very popular theaters that I'm sure you've heard about include the Globe Theater, the Gershwin Theater, and Radio City Music Hall. Now, film or on-screen actors can travel to many destinations to film. However, not many films are shot in the actual locations that they're presented in movies. For example, the Worldwide Guide to Movie Locations reveals that most of the Vietnam War scenes in the movie Forrest Gump were actually shot in South Carolina. And the classic Southern Civil War movie Gone with the Wind was actually not shot in the South at all, but rather exclusively in Los Angeles. Lastly, actors must study various ways of performance. Actors study many kinds of methods to prepare their minds and bodies to perform. Actors must exercise their minds to remain emotionally invested in the scene. One of these techniques is called the Meisner technique, and explained by NetGlimpse, it is an acting technique created by the Juilliard student Stanford Meisner, who insisted that acting is the ability to live truthfully under imaginary circumstances. Actors train themselves under the Meisner technique to develop an ability to drop into a scene and remain emotionally present as if it were happening for the first time. Along with training the mind, actors must also train the physical body, and a very popular form of this is called the Alexander technique, and this system of training focuses on relieving excess tension from the body and focusing up the length of the back of the spine through moving through space. So, as you can see, pursuing a career in acting is very difficult. Today I discussed that dealing with wages, working environments, and studies of method are just some things that actors deal with on a daily basis. These obstacles, though various, are one of the reasons why having a career in acting is so fulfilling. However, with the right tools and dedication to study, almost anyone can pursue a career in acting. And who knows, maybe someday with lots of work and study, the Oscar can go to you. Thank you.